The gold on the line for the first time for Tszyu as a belt holder. Brian Mendoza, chip on his shoulder, ready to record another major upset, and he comes out swinging that left hand, and that left arm now has an ornate owl tattoo on it. The story there a few years ago when he was at a crossroads wondering if professional boxing was going to be the right career choice. He came across an owl where they usually aren't seen. He was impacted so much because an owl symbolizes inner wisdom, change, transformation, intuitive development, good luck, and self-actualization. Well, he got the tattoo, and here he is fighting for a championship.
Great opportunity right here for Mendoza. Again, he's been an underdog his whole life, so him being here in a different country in Tszyu's hometown, it's just nothing to him. Again, he's being aggressive like he said he might be in the very opening of this round.
Mendoza came to Australia.
Already blocked with the right hand.
Yeah, Tszyu getting it right in right away. Mendoza came 2 weeks in advance to try and acclimate himself, which is a smart move. We talk about Tszyu being knocked out, being knocked down, excuse me, in 2 fights in the first round. But of course, we know he had that great start against Ocampo. We'll see if he can get his power going here early in this fight.
And again, Mendoza is not a big volume puncher, but he is really precise with his punches. And when he lands, oh my God, he's got power. Oh, there's the right hand.
Tszyu walked into the right hand of Terrell Gaucher in the opening round of his American debut, the second knockdown of his career, and gets rattled there momentarily as definite feeling out process on Tszyu's part here. 1:15 left in the opening round.
Tszyu usually gets hit with the right hand. There it is again, because he does not walk in with the jab. He does not know how to use that jab. He's got to get on it.
Now the jab is one of the few flaws in Tszyu's arsenal. Under a minute left here in a feeling out process, opening 3 minutes.
It's been interesting. For most of this round, Mendoza's been kind of on his back foot, even though he's been able to land some power punches from that posture.
There's the right hand from Tszyu that misses, but we saw him club Tony Harrison with that right hand, able to jolt Ocampo. And here in the final 15 seconds, Brian Mendoza's utilized the ring, has initiated some attacks, and there's Tszyu landing a right hand in the final seconds of the first round.
Надо правый короткий был хороший, в конце вымерил его и ударил. Еще потом дальше джеб найти. Такой, знаешь, там немножко фейк. Давай ему сюда. Tiene que ser ahí. Tiene agua. Toma ahí, toma ahí.
Back up, guys. Okay.
Well, in round 2, Mendoza told us that when you go into the ring against a guy you're expected to beat, it's not the same as upsetting the odds, upsetting the world, and even shocking the world. It's so much sweeter. He's done it in back-to-back fights. The sweetest victory would be right here tonight in Australia.
Yeah, he's definitely getting used to those type of fights. And here he is. He's got another opportunity to prove that and do so. Again, the first round, a really tactical fight, but a lot of power shots landed from both sides.
And Mauro mentioned earlier how few jabs they collectively land in fights. Both these men throw power punches, anything other than the jab, most of the time, and that's what they essentially land most of the time.
Yeah, coming into this fight, Tszyu averages around 54 punches per round, which is slightly below the division average of 56. Coming into this fight, Mendoza just throws an average of 42 punches per round.
Yeah, Mendoza's very economical, and that has created some close decisions. He kind of walked away with one against Lamana, but in some other fights, he's put himself behind the 8-ball with not
Jesus
enough
Ramos, he landed an average of 5 punches around over 10 rounds over the then undefeated Jesus Ramos. Argument can be made that he should still be undefeated following that encounter with Erickson Luger.
And then that fight with Ramos, he got ripped to the body. So that's a good thing. I mean, that's a thing for Tszyu to go and attack the body, because Mendoza can't take those body shots.
Well, and Tszyu has on 2 different occasions landed over 90 body punches in a fight, so he can do that.
Yeah, he dropped Jeff Horn with 2 body punches, dropped Steve Spark with 2 body punches. Tszyu loves to go to the body.
Both fighters, going in forward with no jab, having their moments. I could see Mendoza landing that uppercut that he knocked down Rosario. And again, I could also see Tszyu land the right hand. So, I mean, it's just the waiting process really on who lands a big shot.
Stakes have never been higher, hence the cautious start. Half-hearted attempt at that right uppercut by Mendoza. Wings and misses wildly with an overhand right does Mendoza. There's a 1-2 from Tszyu.
The straight right hand of Tszyu he's inching it closer and closer. What it does when it lands, we'll see, but it's going to land pretty soon. He's starting to even use the jab a little bit to set it up.
Yeah, against Tony Harrison, that's what he did. He started to pick it up after the third, break him down little by little, take him to the ropes, and it seems like that's what he's trying to do against Mendoza.
And he told us tonight he thought the 4th round is when he would pick things up.
Well, we just saw Miguel Flores said he'd start to pick things up in round 6 when it started right away in the last fight.
There's the jab that we don't always see from Tszyu, but when he does throw it, it's very, very effective. And there you see him trying to get the right hand in behind it. But Brian, Mendoza showing us a jab. We talk about the fact that that's not a weapon they use a lot, but they both have one and can use it. And that's Mendoza trying to land the left hook, which is, of course, a big weapon for him.
Round number 3, Tszyu trained by his uncle Igor Golubev, married to his father Costa's sister, while Mendoza trained by Ismail Salas, who has been his trainer since Mendoza's entire family moved from Albuquerque to Las Vegas in 2018, where we have definitely seen Mendoza's fortunes change, and in fact he's being supported tonight in Australia by none other than Mario Barrios, who made the trip down. They've sparred with each other. Barrios coming off his best win over Yordani Zugas.
Beautiful jab right now from Mendoza. Beautiful straight punches, taking that step back and waiting for Tszyu to come in, and again landing those right hands.
Framing as well by Mendoza. Overhand right. Tszyu misses with the left hook to the body. There's a left hook to the body that lands for Mendoza.
Not a lot.
Mendoza known for his angles and movement.
Not a lot thrown in this round so far from Tszyu. So Mendoza taking advantage of that.
Nice combination by Tszyu. Jab to the body, right hand upstairs, back comes Mendoza.
You know, both these men are capable of being the good combination punchers, even though they don't throw a lot of volume. And we're seeing little signs of that.
Triple jab from Mendoza.
A little more accuracy, precise punching than volume. both sides. But again, being more effective right now, Mendoza. But again, when Tszyu lets his hands go, I mean, they're really lethal.
Yeah, they both, again, throw below the division average in terms of punches thrown per round. Tszyu usually throws a lot more.
And Tszyu normally lands about 40% of his power punches, everything other than the jab, which is a very respectable figure. And tonight, he's not quite there, I don't think, yet, but he's starting to set up those power punches.
A lot more volume
by Mendoza.
A lot more volume from Mendoza. Good. You want to take advantage of these moments. Tszyu's giving you the frame right there. He's standing right in front. Let his hands go. So here comes the pressure from Tszyu.
Mendoza has never been down as a pro. Durable fighter. And this is 25th professional fight, 22-2.
You know, so far the hand speed of Mendoza has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're right.
One of these fighters to the head. They're both good body punchers, but Tszyu has landed more than Mendoza to the head, according to show stats.
And there's a mouse underneath the right eye of Mendoza. That hard jab, the left hooks of Tszyu beginning to take their toll.
Yeah, Mendoza letting Tszyu get off first and again, just backing up and going to the ropes. That's a big no-no. He's got to step on it again and stop. Entertain Tszyu with the jab or
upper body movement by Tszyu.
That sequence was key. He lands a good body shot, Tszyu, and then gets away from the left hook counter of Mendoza. So that's what he wants to keep doing. And things have changed here in this round. But remembering, Brian Mendoza took a pounding from Fundora before he found a big punch.
6 rounds before he found the murderous left hook, right hand, left. One of the biggest knockouts of the year, and definitely one of the biggest upsets of the year that set up Brian Mendoza for this opportunity, his first championship fight.
Yeah, the point is that neither of these fighters will be out of this fight until it's over.
Right. And I like that attack that Tszyu's giving right now, Mendoza, because he has him in a position where Mendoza doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Doesn't know if the right hand's coming or the uppercut. He has him guessing.
Round the 5th, and we begin round number 6. And Tszyu looking to establish the jab, using it not only as a range fighter, as a bit of a feint as well, trying to get Mendoza to bite him. Mendoza now coming forward with the jab and lands that hard left hand. So Mendoza looking to bounce back here in the 6th.
Very important point for Mendoza to try and do this. To reclaim a little bit of the edge that he may have had in a couple of those early rounds.
Yeah, Mendoza's always going to be in this fight, no matter what. We saw it against Fundora, down in all the cards, and then next thing you know, boom, he knocked him out. So again, good start for Mendoza, boxing good, angles, body work. He's got to keep churning Tszyu.
Jabs to the body by Tszyu now. And Tszyu loves to go to the body, as we've mentioned. Al's had 4 knockdowns courtesy of body shots in his past.
One of the things that Tim Tszyu is using the left hook for, among other things, is stopping the movement of Mendoza when he's trying to get away.
Yeah, Mendoza was mobile in the first few rounds and used that to his advantage, but you're right, Al, beginning to become more stationary in front of Tszyu. Good head movement there by Mendoza. Remember, coming in, we expected a power display.
That 40% is exactly what Tszyu normally lands, and power punches everything other than the jab. And that's where Mendoza doesn't want to languish on the ropes.
Definitely not as many power punches thrown as was anticipated going into the fight. When you look at their respective resumes, but again, every fight is its own entity. And as we've mentioned, this one is for a championship. An unlikely championship opportunity for Brian Mendoza just a year and a half ago, and all he's done is is work his way into title contention, coming down under for the first time, leaving the United States. Has said all the right things, has handled himself like a professional, but now has to get the job done against the undefeated Tszyu.
Yeah, an opportunity of a lifetime here. There's the title on the line. I mean, he's got the goods. He's got enough to perhaps, you know, win this fight, Mendoza. But again, Tszyu is always there.
Countered left hand by Mendoza to the face of Tszyu.
And that's the punch that, you know, he really wants to land in this fight. And Tszyu has been able to avoid it for the most part.
There's a left hook upstairs by Tszyu. Ooh, misses with that sweeping left hook.
And if you're Mendoza, you want to use Tszyu's aggression to your benefit. All right, wait for him to come in and catch him with that either right hand or overhand right.
We have reached the midpoint of this 12-round, 154-pound championship fight from Australia. Basketball fan. I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, although we saw in that feature also a big Chicago Bulls fan. But yeah, a guy who really is here to make the best living, but just to show that he is at his heart a blood and guts warrior.
Well, he grew up in boxing rings. He grew up around it. And while he was interested in other sports, he kind of knew this was where the talent was at.
In fact, he enrolled in gymnastics first when he was 6, then rugby at 10. And both he and Mendoza took up the sport of boxing at the same time, at the age of 15. And they both had limited amateur experience. So let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
Well, Mo, I think this is a very interesting fight. 3 of the 6 rounds, I think, were very, very close. I have it dead even. I thought Mendoza, he's fighting the fight of a cutie. He's taking a couple of steps left, couple of steps right, making Tszyu miss. Very uncharacteristic for Mendoza, but it's working for him. I have it 57-57 after 6 rounds.
Steve Farhood's in the Boxing Hall of Fame, where he should be. An interesting fight. Tszyu.
Oh, wow.
Well, here comes
triple right uppercuts by Tszyu. And here comes Mendoza. Finish your point out.
No, he was saying Mendoza's fighting the fight of a cutie, but now he's having a hard time. He's got to fight back because Tszyu earned it. So it really speaks to Steve's point.
Midpoint of the 7th. 3 hard right uppercuts. There's an uppercut from Mendoza. But Tszyu beginning to take it to Mendoza. Has him in the corner. Mendoza trying to hold on. Gets clipped with a right hand. Another right hand by Tszyu.
Very few fighters in boxing can land that chopping right like Tszyu, but Mendoza's landed some good power punches to kind of thwart him a little bit.
And Mendoza biting down on his mouth guard. Doubled over, but continues to fight back, Abner.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we were expecting. A back and forth type of action. And again, power shots landed from both sides, but Tszyu definitely shot the uppercut. Got the best of Mendoza, and right now he's retreating. Oh,
careful with that punch, the rabbit punch, but again, the clubbing right hand. And now Tszyu going to the body. Mendoza looking to stand his ground, gets hit with another uppercut, a left hook. Tszyu beginning to really come into his own here with 30 seconds left in the 7th.
And Ismael Salas told Mendoza in the corner, you got to pick your hands up. Put your hands up, you're getting hit too much.
$6,000 loud and boisterous Australian fight fans. Large majority supporting Tszyu. Goes to the body of Mendoza. Great round for the champ.
Oh, that was a big round for Tszyu, and it started. Well, did we mention Brian Mendoza has never been down? Yeah. And that's why he takes a monstrous uppercut and doesn't go anywhere. I mean, look at that punch. And he was hit with so many chopping rights. I'm right on cue from Tszyu. And, you know, he was hit with as many good power punches as Tszyu can hit you with.
Stop the former unified 154-pound champion. Rosario has never fought since.
Yeah, we haven't seen that uppercut from Mendoza in this fight. I mean, he'll throw it here and there, but he's got to let it go a lot more. Tszyu's right there.
There's that jab by Al Bernstein's key to victory. Double jab from Tszyu.
And, you know, part of the reason is, as Steve pointed out, Mendoza was fighting a very tactical fight, trying to win these rounds, and he used the word cutie, which was a good phrase. And so that's not going to put you in a position to land some of those big power punches. And he had to fight back in the last round with power punches because he was hurt. And there's their record. You know, by the way, Brian Mendoza has never been 12 rounds. Tszyu has been there twice and won. So as we get into the championship rounds, it'll be a place where Mendoza has not been.
Yeah, I mean, the constant pressure from Tszyu right now, putting Mendoza on the back. Not a lot of punches thrown for Mendoza either. So it's definitely making it a lot easier for Tszyu to get in.
Tszyu said, you know, he was very blunt. He said, people think my defense is shit. He said it's better than that. I don't think that, but he has some defensive liabilities. But
definitely hittable, but
he is hittable, but for the most part, he's worked on that. And his offense oftentimes is his defense.
Is that the first time you said that word on Showtime?
It's funny you're saying that. I've never said that on the air in my life. It's a quote. It's a quote. What can I say?
But he kind of has like that shoulder roll. He pulls back Tszyu with his guard. So great defense. There it is. Kind of pulls back, comes back with the right hand. So great defense in this fight.
Mendoza's hands are low, and he's backing himself into the corner. Tszyu stalking, measuring, looking to uncork that right hand.
Yeah, he's kind of breaking down Mendoza. Again, not a lot of punches thrown from Mendoza.
Clubbing right hand, that left hook clipped. Mendoza. Final 30 seconds of the 8th round. Good exchange. That right missile, like straight right hand, lands for Tszyu.
And look how Mendoza takes that right hand. He just smiles and then walks to his side like nothing. Again, he's got to pick those hands up. He's doing.
Again, the power. Now, that was Mendoza setting down on a good right hand, but what happened? Tszyu walked through that punch and hit him with the left hook. So a lot of power from Tszyu emanating from the right. Again, Abner pointed out he took that right hand so well, Mendoza, but I think some of that showboating was almost frustration by him because he knows he's not able to land the power punch. He's getting hit with them. And, you know, Tszyu, that's the point right there. There's a three-punch combination from Tszyu. People think he is just a one-dimensional plotter. That's not really true.
We begin the 9th round, the round in which he stopped Tony Harrison earlier this year. Mendoza, of course, carries his power late into fights, going to work with the jab, backing up, resetting, trying to utilize some of that mobility and footwork again, but again, finds himself against the ropes, although fires off a lead uppercut, and Tszyu responds with an uppercut in kind.
A lot of more body work that, you know, Tszyu gave Harrison than he is doing in this fight against Mendoza, but definitely landing a lot of headshots, a lot of power shots. And that has to do with Mendoza's mobility. He's moving a lot.
Yes, that was, and there was that one sequence where Tszyu really went to the body a lot, but then he started landing all those headshots.
There's that overhand right from Tszyu. Known for his relentless combination of precision, power, and aggression, and putting it on display here in the 9th.
Yeah, that right hand is starting to get in a lot easier.
Short clubbing right hand by Tszyu.
Body shots, headshots, who's landing more of what? Body shots, interestingly, Mendoza with a few more than Tszyu, and Abner alluded to Tszyu not throwing, but when it comes to headshots, not only is there a gap, but Tszyu's have been much harder.
Tszyu known for his good timing, able to control distance well, and has Mendoza cornered. Less than a minute and a half left in the 9th. Tszyu digs to the body.
And the big point that Abner made is not a lot of offense coming back from Mendoza.
No, Mendoza's offense has been muted by the pressure and the attack of the defending champ.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure's there from Tszyu, but I mean, you got an opportunity to let your hands go and keep Tszyu busy as well, but he's not doing so. He's moving his head, he's moving backwards, but not throwing punches, Mendoza. He tried there, but came up short.
Which he was doing a little more of in the early
Yeah, he was, exactly.
Yeah.
When Steve mentioned that he was being cute with those punches, yeah, that's what he's doing that.
Cuffing right hand again by Tszyu that lands. Oh, stabbing jab to the body by Tszyu, and another jab to the body before he goes upstairs with a left hook. And Tszyu now beginning to tee off on Mendoza. Keeps him in front of him. Mendoza backing up, and Mendoza fires off a jab.
I'm liking this Tszyu tonight. I like how he's so responsible with this offense, the defense as well, pressuring well, picking his shots good. I mean, again, the body work not as much as we've seen in the past, but again, great work from Tszyu.
Smart pressure by Tszyu. Picked off those punches from Mendoza with his high guard. Does it again. There's a counter right by Mendoza.
Tszyu landing the right hand again, as he has been doing. And that one was a lead right hand there. That one, he didn't even require the jab to get it in. And Mendoza lounging and languishing on the ropes and in the corner more. And, I mean, those are right hands that when Tszyu lands them, people get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, it is astonishing that Mendoza is able to take those. But, of course, Tszyu winning these rounds now with this dramatic offense. That's that chopping right hand from Tszyu. That is such an effective weapon for him. Hey, even I get that reference.
Oh, and Tszyu looking to continue that attack with the uppercuts, and Mendoza has to get away from the ropes. That is obvious.
Yes, he's got to stay away from the ropes. He's got to stay away from taking those right hands. Al mentioned that he's taking them really well, but then again, how many can you take? And Tszyu is definitely landing those really well. So again, you know, great chin from Mendoza, but he's got to do a lot more. He's got to be busy with the punches.
And since the second half of this fight started, it's been all Tszyu, according to our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. 2 minutes left in the 10th.
Now, that was Mendoza from too far out, throwing an uppercut, but he was committed to the punch, and that's at least what he has to try and do. But, boy, if he does that too many times from far out, he'll get countered and hurt. Now, there's Tszyu going downstairs.
And upstairs.
Yeah.
Mixing it up well.
Yeah, Mendoza's giving Tszyu more of a body frame, standing right in front of him for Tszyu to let go of those body shots.
There's a lead right hand by Tszyu.
And again, this 10th round is the farthest that Mendoza has ever gone. So should we get into round 11, that will be foreign territory for him, but not for Tszyu, who has twice won over that distance. And the total power punch is everything other than the jab. Tszyu is right at the 40% mark that he normally is at. And for
but not the numbers any of us expected in terms of power punches thrown and landed.
You would have thought more from probably overall, but nonetheless, Tszyu is landing enough to control his fight.
But again, it's the mobility from Mendoza. He's moving a lot.
Got hurt by that right hand, Abner. He's trying to hold on here. He got clipped with another right hand. Mendoza in trouble along the ropes. Digs down, goes to the body. Tszyu sells it as a low blow. Referee says keep fighting.
That was not a low blow. That was a good body shot from Mendoza.
The action now getting as rough as the outback in Australia with 15 seconds left in the 10th. Tszyu beginning to try to unload on Mendoza. Right hand, another right. Right uppercut, jacks the jaw. How in the hell is Mendoza still standing? That guy can take a shot.
You good? That's a punch.
All blood.
Wait there, Brian. You're good? Yes, sir. Just defend yourself. Keep your hands up.
Well, Tszyu had a monster round and hurt Mendoza at various times in the round. The right hand was a primary weapon, but trying the uppercut, well, that punch it did stray a little bit low, I think, underneath the
And that's exactly what Mendoza's corner told him. Hey, you hurt him with that body shot and you stopped. Defend yourselves at all times. He had the opportunity right there for Mendoza. So he told him, go to the body, protect yourself, put your hands up, and give it your all. These are the last 2 rounds.
Round 11 for Brian Mendoza, his 100th as a professional fighter. It's round number 128 for Tszyu.
And really, these are the do or die type of rounds for Mendoza. He's got to go all out. I mean, we could guess that he's losing this fight, so it's either a knockout for him to get the victory.
I'm going to be the guy to say it because somebody has to. Those early rounds may have been close, maybe they weren't close. I don't know. I'm just saying, I certainly think Tszyu is winning this fight, but and he's dominating.
Especially in his hometown, we would think.
Yeah.
Oh, Mendoza clubbing him with the left and against the ropes. Tszyu unloading on Mendoza. Mendoza valiantly firing back. Our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood, has Tszyu opening up a big lead. Tszyu looking for that moneymaker, the right hand.
And the key element is the last 4 rounds straight. And that's what Tszyu has done. He is closing the show here. And again, 11th round that Mendoza's never seen before in his career.
Another right hand, another right. And Mendoza comes back with a combination, goes to the body, eats a right uppercut. Another right uppercut on the inside. Mendoza desperately trying to stay on his feet. Wow.
Yeah, he's just being overwhelmed by the punches by Tszyu, and he doesn't want to open up if you're Mendoza. He's trying to throw some punches, but if he does, he's going to get hit.
Overwhelming pressure and offensive onslaught from Tszyu in the 11th. Brian Mendoza desperately trying to hold on, goes to the body with a couple of lefts, is back on the ropes.
There on the inside, you see Mendoza ripping off a nice uppercut, but he's not able to hurt Tszyu at this juncture.
Mendoza along the ropes using the jab to try to buy some time, to try to keep Tszyu at distance, but he needs to get off the ropes. And Tszyu is not allowing him to do so. Body shot by Tszyu. Tszyu methodically breaking down Brian Mendoza. Another lead right hand from Mendoza, but he eats a couple of rights from Tszyu. A third right hand at the bell.
Останавливайся. 3 минуты. All good.
Listen, are you guys good?
All good.
Yes. Protect yourself. I'm going to have the doctor look at the cut.
Yeah.
I'm going to call time.
Okay. Si no este maricón te va.
The cut's good. I just want you to look at it.
12th and final round. Brian Mendoza told us it's crazy how the world turns. One day you're at the bottom. You're not getting any calls and everybody's forgotten you. The next, you're fighting for a world title. He has less than 3 minutes to try to ensure that he brings that title back to America, as Tszyu putting on a clinical performance, especially in the second half of this fight.
He told us after round 4, I was going to go to work. That's almost exactly when he started doing it, and he has put together a series of terrific rounds, and the last, from round 7 on, it's just been an onslaught from Tszyu.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over, and Mendoza has the power to put you down in these later rounds too. Even though these rounds are new for him, but he's known to come back. And again, towards the end, he landed some really good right hands at Tszyu. So again, he's still dangerous.
And Tszyu said to us, you can't relax or be unfocused against Mendoza because of that, and because he throws his punches from different angles.
It is that boxing that Mendoza slept on. He stopped doing that.
Tim Tszyu's gone 12 rounds twice against Takeshi Inoue and in his American debut against Terrell Gaucher. March of 2022 as Brian Mendoza comes back with a combination.
And in both those fights, Tim Tszyu did exactly what he's done here, closing super strong in the final round. Though in this round, actually Mendoza's done some better work than he did in the earlier round, or in the recent rounds.
Yeah, definitely Mendoza's doing a great job of just boxing, staying in the outside.
But would winning this round be enough even to win him this fight? Unlikely, I think.
Final minute of Tim Tszyu's first fight as full 154-pound belt holder. One of 3 male champions from Australia, hoping to solidify his standing as a champion with his first successful title defense. Just over 30 seconds left in the fight. Does Mendoza have one Hail Mary left in his arsenal? Upset Jason Rosario with a 5th-round knockout. Came from behind, sensationally knocking out Sebastian Fundora to earn this title fight. 15 seconds to change his life. They go the 12-round distance.
Yeah, and here we'll take a look back at some of the offense.
Right hand.
Yeah, Tim Tszyu was so effective with the right hand. He landed from every posture. And there's Mendoza trying to hold on, and that chopping right hand from Tszyu is what's impressive. And, you know, the funny thing about it is we talk about him needing to set that right hand up with the jab. He often lands it like that as a lead punch.
Yeah, that right hand's always a lead punch for him. Forget the jab, he's got a lead right hand and a powerful one too. And I mean, just the barrage of punches, the uppercut. I mean, he just overwhelmed Mendoza with those punches. And again, you got to give it to Mendoza. He took some shots, some really hard shots. So the chin's there for Mendoza.
Still never been down as a pro in this fight.
To 111. Steve Gray sees it 116 to 112, and Katsuhiko Nakamura scores them out 117 to 111. All 3 in favor of the unanimous decision winner, and he is still the